Yo, 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 Shades is in the building. About to react to the dark truth about Pixar's Inside Out. Now, I actually watched Inside Out, and no, I didn't watch it by myself. I watched it with a kid. You did. There you have it. And if I did, who cares? Don't judge me. But yeah, it says the dark truth about it. But you know, a lot of these animated cartoons, I know especially Disney, had a different dark truths and dark secret messages inside these different type of animations, as we say, cartoons. So let's go ahead and get to the video, alright?
Inside Out is one of Pixar's best movies, and it makes me imagine that there are little people living inside my head, which is fun. But as a movie dealing with emotions, it definitely has a darker layer to it. And that's what we're going to take a look at in today's quick list. Here is the dark truth about Inside Out. If this is your first time on Screen Rant, you can hit the subscribe button and ring the bell to stay up to date with our videos. Riley's parents play a big role in Inside Out, and provide some laughs along the way. She fantasizes about other men. But there's a theory that seems to have spread from Super Carlin Brothers that those aren't her biological parents. In other words, Riley is adopted. Some people will say, but wait, we saw her birth in the movie. But no, we didn't. That would have been way too graphic for Pixar to show. But it seems like what we might have actually seen is Riley seeing her adoptive parents for the first time. After all, the mom is standing up and doesn't look like she just went through the horrors of labor. She's also dressed in regular clothes instead of a hospital gown. There's also the fact that Riley has blonde hair and blue eyes, but both her parents have brown hair and brown eyes. Now, that doesn't mean that she should necessarily have the same color hair and eyes, but according to science and scientists and all that stuff, there's only a 6.25% chance of that happening when both parents have brown hair and brown eyes. So how does Riley being adopted affect the story? It doesn't really.
It don't.
If you happen to cry during Inside Out, it probably happened when Riley's imaginary friend Bing Bong died. I didn't cry though because I'm a strong man. He really did love her though, didn't he? Anyway, those of you who did cry will be happy to hear about this theory that actually takes a dark thing from Inside Out and makes it into something slightly happier. And at the same time, it connects Inside Out to another Pixar movie, which is always fun. The theory says that Bing Bong wasn't actually Riley's imaginary friend. He was actually a monster from Monstropolis that used to visit her when she was younger. So the actual Bing Bong is still alive and well out there somewhere. And what died was just Riley's memory of him. Even less of a reason to cry now. So I'm not going to. And I never have. The emotions in Riley's head all have very different personalities, but they're also different from the emotions we see in other people's heads. Like her dad's emotions are all men with mustaches, and her mom's emotions are all women, but hers are different genders. Why is that? Well, the theory that made the rounds online was that it was because Riley hasn't gone through puberty yet. People say when she does, she'll settle into a sexuality and/or gender identity. In fact, we see inside the mind of a girl at school, and she has all female emotions. This is a really interesting theory, but the movie's director has actually shot it down and said that no, it's not that complicated. That's just how they chose to characterize emotions in other people's heads. Still, that decision does raise some questions. Are Riley's emotions ever gonna change gender? We spend most of the movie with Riley's emotions, but like I mentioned, we have seen the emotions of other people, and namely the emotions of Riley's parents, or adoptive parents if you buy into the first theory, do raise some questions. The main one being, are they okay? Looking inside her mom's head shows that sadness is running the show, and looking inside her dad's head shows that anger is. So is Riley's mom depressed? Does her dad have anger issues? Is that why the mom is depressed? It would honestly be interesting to see an Inside Out sequel that explores the inside of an adult's mind, because there seems to be a lot of stuff going on that wasn't covered. Anyway, that does it for today's quick list. Let us know in the comments section what you think of these theories and if you have any of your own for Inside Out. If you're watching this on the Screen Rant.
Alright, well, there really wasn't nothing dark about it, to be honest with you. Okay, if she was adopted, then she was adopted. Who cares? It didn't affect anything. If the man people going through puberty, they don't affect anything either. Actually, to be honest with you, I ain't thinking none of this stuff. When I watched, I just watched it and called it a day. Bad to say. Then he said, okay, the other one supposed to be for Monsters Inc. I say Monsters Inc. too. And I ain't think about that either. To be honest with you, don't affect anything from you, period. It was a decent little cartoon, though. It was a decent cartoon for, like, you know what I'm saying, for kids, you know what I'm saying? I guess some adults, hey, I got somewhat enjoyed it. It was what it was. It was a good bonding time for me. So, it was what it was. On that note, Shades is out the building to the next video, and I get at y'all. Alright.